Shalom, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on Life. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So there's a question that I've been asked many times, and I think now is the right time to delve into it and to tackle it. And not just for the sake of negating the wrong, but I think moreover, to actually strengthen and emphasize the positive and that which we need to do in life. So the question, of course, is, what about the 72 virgins? There are some people that have this persuasion of some kind of promise that if they kill themselves, if they somehow get to martyrdom, then they are going to merit, to enjoy the ultimate in what they consider to be heaven, and that is the 72 virgins. Of course, my first question is, how do you get to this number? What is the significance of 72 and why 72 virgins? But the real question is, really? This is your idea of heaven, of the afterlife, to just eat and fornicate? Really? That's what it's all about? In other words, the whole life, we're speaking about somebody who considers himself righteous, living the ideal life. Your whole life, you're engaged in trying to be as spiritual, as lofty as possible, as connected to God as possible. Only what? So that in the afterlife, when you get rid of the body, now you're going to become subjected to, or now you're going to subject yourself to, the most physical and coarse of actions, the most physical and coarse and lowly of endeavors. Really, that makes sense? That's a reward for living an ideal life. That's a reward for trying to be spiritual and more connected to your soul as you see it. Does that make sense? This cannot be. In fact, the whole idea of life here as we know it in the universe is that the soul is subjected for a period of time to live within the confines and restrictions of a body in order to fulfill God's will and to carry out a mission, whatever our life's mission is, in particular, or the general collective mission of doing good in the world and serving God as He dictated to us how He wishes for us to serve Him. And the whole idea is that after life, the body is what dies, the body which eats, the body which fornicates, the body which needs to sleep, the body which needs to have leisure and a good time is what goes away. And now the soul is free of the clutches of these restrictions. And now it could enjoy what the soul enjoys. Not virgins, not steaks, not nice cars, not nice houses, not nice sleeping quarters. That doesn't say anything to the soul. The soul doesn't speak that language. The soul speaks the language of godliness, of the emanation of godliness, of basking in the light of God and enjoying the holiness. That's what makes sense. That's number one. Number two, does this actually make sense to anyone? That martyrdom means that I am sacrificing my life for a higher cause. That's what martyrdom means in plain, simple English. That is the definition. I am giving up what is precious to me. There's nothing more precious to any human being than their life here, down here on this world. I'm ready to give that all up to save another life, for a cause, for God, for something higher than myself. In other words, I find something to be so important that it is above even the greatest value of what I have in my life, in what I have in this world, and that is my life. There's nothing more valuable than that. That is true selflessness. That is true self-sacrifice. That is true martyrdom. But to go and kill yourself, because what? Or to kill others, to hurt others, because now you're going to get some kind of benefit, some kind of depraved, coarse benefit in your wild imaginations, that makes sense to anyone? That is an ideal? That is something to aspire to? That's absolutely ridiculous. Where does anybody get that from? So in plain, simple English, one should be focused on living a nice, decent life here in this world, a comfortable life. And the comfortable life involves, as God wants us to be here within the reality that he put us into, that he could put our soul and subjected it into our bodies. So yes, we need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to have the creature comforts that are around us. We need to have, marital relations, we need to have intimacy, and so on and so forth. But that's all part of us living comfortably so we can do what we were meant to do, that we were put down on this earth to do, and that is to work the world a better place, physically and spiritually, to make our surroundings a more better and pleasant place, not to bring destruction and havoc on the entire universe, and not to just serve ourselves. It's about serving God. Again, notice, after the soul lives its life here for whatever amount of years that God allots to us, it gets elevated to heaven. No, there are not no 5-star hotels there. There aren't women. There aren't the virgins, steaks, and restaurants. That's all for the body. And that's also for ridiculous people. That's the only thing that exists in their life. That's the only thing that they aspire to. No, what exists there is holiness, godliness, and that's what we aspire to. And that's what we need to be focused on. And if a situation arises in which one has to really give up their life, or one finds the calling for self-sacrifice, that's not for the purpose of what can I get for it, or is my bank account going to increase, or am I going to get some kind of depraved, fanatical, depraved, ridiculous, imaginary reward that doesn't even exist. I'm going to get to be connected to God. It's not about me, it's about him, the ultimate him, God himself.